Okay, sorry. I am I audible? Hello, am I audible now? Can anyone tell me? Wait for 1 minute. Okay, sorry. Because of network connectivity, I lost my network. So I have connected my laptop with the help of mobile network. Now it will be possible. Okay. So screen is visible. Yes. So there are various applications of cryogenic. Out of that, we have seen the first application, that is in process industry. Now, second application will be in the space application. So whatever space organizations are there, that is NASA as well as ISRO. So they are using the cryo engine. So in that cryo engine, they are whatever cryo engine will be there, the fuel which is used for cryo engine, that will be liquid oxygen as well as liquid hydrogen. Liquid oxygen as well as liquid hydrogen. Out of that, whatever liquid oxygen will be there, that liquid oxygen will be used as an oxidizer, and the liquid hydrogen will be used as a propellant. So as we are knowing that hydrogen, that liquid hydrogen will have the lightest gas. That's why in the light vehicles also we can use that cryo engine. So for production of liquid hydrogen as well as for production of liquid oxygen, we have, or it is possible to produce that liquid hydrogen as well as liquid oxygen from the air which is available in the surrounding by using the cryogenic application. So in the space applications also we are using the cryogenics. Then third application will be in the superconductivity. That is nothing but in case of cryoelectronics. So as we are knowing that whenever we are supplying the electric current, or whenever we are passing the electric current through any of the conductor or through any of the metal, so resistance will be generated. Resistance will be generated in that metal, and because of that resistance which is being generated in that material, the loss of current will take place, or loss of electricity will take place. But here, if you are going to reduce the temperature of that conductor, if you are going to reduce the temperature of that conductor, so here, by reducing the temperature of that conductor, or that temperature of that metal, the resistance which is offered for passing that electric supply will be also goes on reducing. And at critical temperature, the resistance will become as a zero. That means whatever loss because of the electric loss because of resistance will be there, that is nothing but I square r. So I square r will be called as the electric loss, which is occurred mainly because of the resistance. So here, at lower temperature, that means at critical temperature, as resistance of that metal goes on decreasing, or at critical temperature, that resistance of that material becomes zero. That's why I square r, that is nothing but electric loss, will also goes on decreasing, and that will become as a zero. And when that electric loss will be equal to zero, when that electric loss will be equal to zero, then there will be the continuous supply of current through that metal. So that will be called as a superconductive material. So that cryogenic branch, or that cryogenic application, will be also used in the superconductivity material, where the loss because of the electricity, or electric loss, that is nothing but which is occurred because of the resistance, will also become as a zero. So that will be the third application of cryogenic. Then next application of cryogenic will be in case of medical. So in the medical application, there are various fields where we can use the cryogenic application. Out of that, first one is nothing but cryosurgery. Second one is nothing but cryoionic, and third one is nothing but cryobiology. Out of that, cryosurgery. So you might have seen that whatever cancer tissues are there. So with the help of surgery, we can kill the cancer tissues. So whatever that killing of cancer tissues are there, that will occur at a temperature below minus 150 degrees centigrade. Below minus 150 degrees centigrade. So cryosurgery is the branch of medical where we can do the surgery with the help of surgery at very low temperature. So best example is killing of the cancer tissues. Then second one is nothing but cryoionic. Second one is nothing but cryoionic. So cryoionic means here you might be knowing one concept, that is organ donation. So human can donate the organ after his death. So whatever organs are there, whatever precious human organs are there, so that precious human organs will be kept in the temperature below minus 150 degrees centigrade, or those precious human organs will survive below minus 150 degrees centigrade after the death of that human being also, and that will be implanted in the another human being whenever it is necessary. So that is another branch of medical, that is called as the cryoionic. And third one is called as the cryobiology. So whatever blood cells as well as plasma cells are there, whatever blood cells as well as plasma cells are there, those will be also preserved at a temperature below minus 160 degrees centigrade. So that branch will be called as the cryobiology. So that cryogenic or application of cryogenic will be also used in case of medical field also. So that is called as the cryogenic in medical. So these are the various applications. These are the various applications of cryogenic. So for your university exam, they may ask the write down the various applications of cryogenic. So here we can elaborate these 4 applications of cryogenic for 4 marks. Okay. Then next point is nothing but limitations or disadvantages of PCRS system for production of low temperature. So as we have seen that with the help of PCRS system, as we have seen that with the help of that PCRS system, we can produce the temperature up to minus 40 degrees centigrade. With the help of PCRS system, single stage PCRS system, we can produce the temperature up to minus 40 degrees centigrade. If instead of single stage, if you are going to use the multi-compression system or multi-pressure system, then we can produce the temperature up to minus 60 degrees centigrade or minus 68 degrees centigrade. If you are using 2 stage or if you are using 3 stage, if we are using R12 as a refrigerant, you are using R12 as a refrigerant, and instead of R12, if you are using the R13 as a refrigerant, instead of R12, if you are using R13 as a refrigerant, then lowest temperature that we can achieve, that is nothing but 100 degrees centigrade or below 100 degrees centigrade. But it is not possible. But it is not possible to produce the temperature below minus 150 degrees centigrade. It is not possible to produce the temperature below minus 150 degrees centigrade with the help of PCRS system. Why it is not possible? Can anyone tell me? Why it is not possible to obtain the temperature below minus 150 degrees centigrade by using the PCRS system? Can anyone tell me? So there are some practical limitations for production of very low temperature. There are some practical limitations for production of very low temperature with the help of PCRS system. Out of that, first limitation is nothing but the freezing point temperature of the various refrigerant. So the various refrigerant which we are normally using in case of PCRS system, these are nothing but R11, R12, R21, 22, 30, 40, R113, R717, R744, R764. If you see the freezing point temperature of this refrigerant, if you see freezing point temperature of this refrigerant, then R11 is having the freezing point temperature as a minus 111 degrees centigrade. R12 is having the freezing point temperature as a -157, R21 -135, R22 -160, R30 -96, R40 -97, R113 -35, R717 -77, R744 -56, R764 -75. So by using this refrigerant, is it possible to produce the temperature below -150 degree centigrade? हा काय फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट टेम्परेचर आहे. त्या टेम्परेचरला काय होणार आहे, हे जे काय रेफ्रिजरंट आहे त्या रेफ्रिजरंटचं कन्वर्जन कशामध्ये होणार आहे, दॅट रेफ्रिजरंट विल गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू सॉलिड स्टेट. दॅट रेफ्रिजरंट विल गेट कन्वर्ट इनटू सॉलिड स्टेट. आर यू गेटिंग? सो at the below this temperature, आता R11 एज अ रेफ्रिजरंट घेतला तर R11 काय होणार आहे, -111 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेडला काय होणार आहे, फ्रीज होणार आहे. So is it possible to produce the -150 degree centigrade with the help of R11 refrigerant? No. Why? Because at -111 degree centigrade itself it will get freeze. That means solidified. So that refrigerant will not transfer, or it will not travel throughout the system. So that is the first limitation. First limitation is nothing but whatever freezing point temperature of various refrigerants are there, which are used in case of PCRS system, the freezing point temperature is not well below. Freezing point temperature is not well below than the temperature which we want to maintain in case of cryogenic. Are you getting? So that is the first limitation. Then second limitation of production of very low temperature is nothing but when it is possible to have the very low temperature, if the pressure inside the evaporator, because in multi-pressure system you might be knowing that whatever temperature which we can produce inside the evaporator is there, that is depending upon the evaporating pressure. So if I want to produce very low temperature, then in that case I need to provide very low pressure inside the evaporator. And if pressure inside the evaporator decreases tremendously, then pressure ratio of that PCRS system will goes on increasing, and it will directly affect on the COP of PCRS system. So that is the another reason why it is not possible to have, or why it is not possible to produce very low temperature with the help of PCRS system. Then third one is nothing but very high pressure in the condenser. So here we can produce very low temperature either by decreasing very low temperature. We can produce very low temperature by using PCRS system when we are reducing the pressure inside the evaporator, or when we are increasing the pressure inside the condenser. So if we have to increase the pressure inside the condenser, then that system will become as a robust system, as well as initial cost of that system will goes on increasing. And here, as we are increasing the pressure inside the condenser and decreasing the pressure inside the evaporator, that means pressure ratio which that compressor has to handle will also goes on increasing. And because of increasing the pressure ratio inside the compressor, the COP of that system or work done on the compressor will also goes on increasing. So that is the another disadvantage, or that is the another limitations of production of very low temperature. Then next limitation is nothing but very low COP because of high pressure ratio. So as pressure ratio of the compressor goes on increasing, the COP of that system will also goes on increasing. The COP will also goes on decreasing. And last point is nothing but difficulties encountered in the operation of mechanical equipment. So in case of PCRS system, we are using the compressor, condenser, expansion device, and evaporator. So while production of that compressor, condenser, expansion device, and evaporator, here whatever temperature range which they can sustain is specified. So instead of using that, or if same PCRS system we are using for cryogenic application. So we are knowing that in cryogenic application we have to sustain or we have to maintain temperature below minus 150 degrees centigrade. Below minus 150 degrees centigrade. So if so whatever compressor, condenser, expansion device and evaporator will be there. So if those devices will come across the temperature below minus 150 degrees centigrade, will come across the temperature below minus 150 degrees centigrade, then there will be the difficulties for the operation of those mechanical equipment. So especially we have to design those equipment such that those equipment will work at a pressure at a temperature below minus 150 degrees centigrade. So that is the limitation or difficulties for production of very low temperature by using the PCRS system. So these are the various limitations or disadvantages of PCRS system for production of very low temperature. Now we have to see cryogenic systems. So under cryogenic system, we can see the first system as a cascade refrigeration system and second system as a Linde system. So for our syllabus, only two systems are there. First one is the cascade refrigeration system and second one is the Linde system for liquefaction of gases. So out of that, first one is the cascade refrigeration system. So whatever cascade refrigeration system will be there, that will be again divided into two parts. First one is called as the two-stage cascade refrigeration system, and second one will be called as the three-stage cascade refrigeration system. First one is called as the two-stage cascade refrigeration system. Second one will be called as the three-stage cascade refrigeration system. Out of that, first one, two-stage cascade refrigeration system. So whatever this cascade refrigeration system is there, that is simply nothing but series of various types of PCRS system. So here two-stage cascade refrigeration system is here two PCRS systems will be connected in series. Two PCRS system will be connected in series. So out of that, first PCRS system will work at a higher temperature range and second PCRS system will work at a lower temperature range. So here if I'm going to assume or if I'm going to consider this as my first PCRS system. So PCRS system will consist of compressor, condenser, pressure reducing valve and evaporator. Suppose this is my compressor. So outlet of compressor will be provided to the condenser. This is my condenser. Outlet of condenser will be provided to the expansion device. And outlet of expansion device will be provided to the evaporator. Suppose here I have evaporating coil. And outlet of evaporator will be again provided to the compressor. So this will be called as a PCRS system. So if this PCRS system will work at a high temperature, and along with this PCRS system, if I'm going to connect another PCRS system in series, so how to connect another PCRS system in series? Suppose I'm having another PCRS system. Suppose this is the compressor. Outlet of compressor will be connected to the condenser. Outlet of compressor will be connected to the condenser. Here in that condenser also there will be the condenser coil. Outlet of condenser will be again connected to the pressure reducing valve. And outlet of pressure reducing valve will be again connected to the evaporator. So this is the evaporator, and this will be again connected to the compressor. So here, if I'm going to use the cascade condenser, That means if I'm going to connect two VCRS system in series. So how to connect two VCRS system in series? So here, if I'm going to connect evaporator of low temperature cycle, this will be called as a low temperature. Sorry, this will be called as a high temperature cycle, high temperature system. If I'm going to connect evaporator of high temperature cycle with the condenser of low temperature cycle, the condenser of low temperature cycle, then whatever this new device will be there, that will be called as a cascade condenser. This will be called as a cascade condenser. So as we are knowing that with the help of single VCRS system, we can produce the temperature up to minus 100 degrees centigrade by using R13 as a refrigerant. So here, if we are going to use R13 as a refrigerant in the first high temperature refrigeration cycle, the first high temperature refrigeration cycle, and R12 as a refrigerant, R12 as a refrigerant in the second VCRS system. So here, whatever cascade refrigeration system will be there. So in that cascade refrigeration system, whatever refrigerant which we are using, that refrigerant which we are using in each and every VCRS system, that will be the different one. Only those systems will be connected in case of series, and evaporator of high temperature cycle will be connected with the condenser of low temperature cycle, and that entire device will be called as a cascade condenser. And whatever very low temperature which we are maintaining, म्हणजे ह्या ठिकाणी below minus 150 degree centigrade temperature जे आपण अचीव करणार आहे, that very low temperature will be achieved, very low temperature will be achieved inside the evaporator or surrounding to the evaporator of low temperature cycle, surrounding to the evaporator of low temperature cycle. Now how that system will work? So here point number 1 will be here, point number 1 will be here. So 1 to 2 process will take place inside the compressor, so that will be the isentropic compression. So whatever this process will be there, which is occurring inside the high temperature cycle, that will be with refrigerant called as the R30, or there will be another pair called as the sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, SO2 and CO2. So CO2 will be used in case of high temperature region, and SO2 will be used in case of low temperature region. And another pair of the refrigerant is nothing but R12 and R13. So R13 will be used in case of high temperature cycle, R12 will be used in case of low temperature cycle. One more pair will be there, that is nothing but R22 and R13, R22 and R13. So that out of that R13, R13 will be used in case of high temperature cycle, and R22 will be used in case of low temperature cycle. So simply whatever refrigerant which is having higher boiling point temperature, that will be used in case of high temperature cycle. So 1 to 2 process will be the isentropic compression, 2 to 3 process will be the constant pressure heat rejection process. 2 to 3 process will be the constant pressure heat rejection process that will occur inside the condenser. 3 to 4 process will be the isenthalpic expansion that will take place inside the expansion wall, and 4 to 1 will be the constant pressure heat absorption process. Here heat absorption will take place. So here whatever heat absorption will be there, that heat absorption will be from the heat rejection of the condenser. So here evaporator of high temperature cycle, will absorb the heat from the condenser of low temperature cycle, and because of the same, that liquid refrigerant will get converted into vapor refrigerant, and that process will continue. Here point number 5 will be considered as a inlet to the second VCRS system. 5 to 6 process will occur inside the compressor, isentropic compression. 6 to 7 process will occur inside the condenser of low temperature cycle. So what will happen inside the condenser of low temperature cycle? That condenser will reject the heat. condenser will reject the heat. So low temperature cycles condenser will reject the heat. That means R12 refrigerant will reject the heat, and that will be absorbed by the R13 refrigerant inside the evaporator of high temperature cycle. And because of the same, here that R12 will get converted from vapor to liquid. Now that liquid R12 refrigerant having higher pressure will be expanded inside the expansion device. So 7 to 8 process will occur here, and 8 to 5 process here again heat absorption process will take place. And because of the heat absorption, whatever lower temperature or whatever lowest temperature will be there, that is nothing but below minus 150 degrees centigrade, below minus 150 degrees centigrade, that will be achieved, that will be achieved inside this cascade refrigeration system. Are you getting? So here, as we are using the two PCRS system in series, as we are using two PCRS system in series, that's why this will be called as a two-stage cascade refrigeration system. This will be called as a two-stage cascade refrigeration system. Are you getting? Now here for this system, if I want to represent this system on the pH chart, if I want to represent this system on the pH chart, then this system can be represented likewise. So suppose this has my pH chart. So here, as we are using the separate refrigerant, in the separate cycle, that's why each and every refrigerant will have the separate pH chart. Suppose for R13, this is the saturated liquid line. This is the saturated liquid line. And this has a saturated vapor line. Saturated liquid line, and this has a saturated vapor line. And for R12 will have the separate pH chart. Suppose this has a saturated liquid line. This has a saturated vapor line. So here, this will be related with the R13. This will be related with the R13 refrigerant. And this chart will be related with the R12 refrigerant. Now, here, pressure. So here, whatever this system will be there. Wait for 1 second. Here, separate evaporator and condenser pressure will be there. So here, if I am assuming, okay. Here, if I am assuming this as a evaporating pressure. Sorry. This has a evaporating pressure for R13 refrigerant. This has a condenser pressure for R13 refrigerant. For R13 refrigerant, condenser pressure. So whatever 1 to 2 process will be there. So that process will be drawn likewise. So one point will be on the saturated liquid line. Here I am assuming saturated liquid having evaporating pressure of R13. So 1 to 2 process will be likewise. 1 to 2 process. Then 2 to 3 process. 2 to 3 process will be likewise. Here constant pressure heat rejection process will take place. So 2 to 3. Then 3 to 4. 3 to 4 process will be likewise. 3 to 4 process, and 4 to 1. 4 to 1 process will be likewise. Here heat absorption will take place. त्या ठिकाणी काय होते, हीट ऍब्झॉर्प्शन होते, बरोबर. ह्या ठिकाणी काय होते, हीट रिजेक्शन होते. हे कशाच्या रिलेटेड झालं, R13 रेफ्रिजरंटच्या रिलेटेड झालं. नाउ रिलेटेड टू R12, related to R12, here that R12 refrigerant, here that R12 refrigerant will have the another color. Suppose this has a evaporating pressure. This has a evaporating pressure for R12 refrigerant, and here condenser pressure of R12 refrigerant will be slightly higher than the evaporating pressure of the high temperature cycle. So here whatever condenser pressure will be there. So condenser pressure will be slightly higher. Sorry, this will be the straight line. So this will be the condenser pressure for R12 refrigerant. So now whatever 1 to 2 pressure line will be there, whatever 1 to 2 process will be there. So one point will be point number. So this will be my point number 5. Point number 5 will indicate. Point number 5 will indicate inlet to the compressor. So 5 to 6 process will be likewise. 5 to 6 process, where pressure will increase from evaporating pressure to condenser pressure. So this will be 5 to 6 process. 6 to 7 process. 6 to 7 process will occur inside the condenser of low temperature cycle. So 6 to 7 process will be likewise. Here heat rejection process will take place. या ठिकाणी जे काही हीट रिजेक्शन होणार आहे, या ठिकाणी जे काही हीट रिजेक्शन होणार आहे ते कोण ऍब्सॉर्ब करणार आहे, हा इव्हापोरेटर ऍब्सॉर्ब करणार आहे. Then this will be 6 to 7 to 8 process will be here. 7 to 8 process will be here, and 8 to 9 process will occur here. 8 to 9 म्हणजे हा इव्हापोरेटर जो आहे ते इव्हापोरेटर मधली प्रोसेस कोणती असणार आहे, सॉरी 8 to 5 प्रोसेस असणार. Here lowest temperature will be obtained. So during 8 to 5 process, lowest temperature will be obtained. So this will be called as a two-stage cascade refrigeration system. This will be called as a two-stage cascade refrigeration system. And pair of refrigerant which we can use for two-stage cascade refrigeration system, that is nothing but SO2 and carbon dioxide. Out of that, SO2 will be used in the low temperature cycles, carbon dioxide will be used in the high temperature cycle. R22 and R13 for multiple choice question, this may be asked. R22 and R13. R22 will be used in case of low temperature cycle, and R13 will be used in case of high temperature cycle. Then R12 and R13. Out of that, R12 will be used in case of low temperature cycle, and R13 will be used in case of high temperature cycle. So this will be called as a two-stage cascade refrigeration system. In the similar fashion, if you are going to connect one more PCRS system, in series with this, two-stage cascade refrigeration system, if you are going to connect one more PCRS system here, so how to connect that one more PCRS system here? Here, one more compressor, inlet to the compressor, outlet to the compressor. So whatever outlet of compressor will be there, that will be connected to the condenser. Sorry, this will be condenser. Outlet of condenser will be connected to the expansion device, and outlet of expansion device will be again connected to the, sorry, here pump evaporator will be there. This is the evaporator, and this will be again connected to the compressor. And here, if you are going to use one more cascade condenser, so the function of this cascade condenser, here whatever condenser whatever condenser of this high temperature here, this will be called as a low temperature cycle. This will be called as a high temperature cycle, and this middle one will be called as the intermediate temperature cycle. Middle one will be called as the intermediate temperature cycle. So here, condenser of low temperature cycle will reject the heat, and that will be absorbed by the evaporator of intermediate temperature cycle. And this cycle will be again 9, 10, 11, and 12 cycle. So this system will be called as a three-stage cascade refrigeration system. And drawing of three-stage pH diagram for three-stage cascade refrigeration system. One more system will be there below this. So here, whatever system will be there, that system will be like that. Here, one more system will be like that. So I will directly show that two-stage and three-stage cascade refrigeration system. So in case of two-stage cascade refrigeration system, we are connecting two VCRS system in series. So this is the first VCRS system. So this is the compressor, condenser, expansion device, and this is the evaporator. But here we are connecting evaporator and condenser of high temperature and low temperature cascade refrigeration system in one device, that will be called as a cascade condenser. And here separate refrigerant will be used in case of separate VCRS system. So this will be called as a two-stage cascade refrigeration system. And here pH diagram for two-stage cascade refrigeration as well as pH diagram. So this will be the pH diagram, this will be the TS diagram. So separate chart will be there. So this will be the pH chart for R13 refrigerant. This will be the separate pH chart for R12 refrigerant. R12 refrigerant. So this 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever this process will be there, that 5, 6, 7, 8 will take place inside the high temperature system. 1, 2, 3, 4 will take place inside the low temperature cycle. And three-stage cascade refrigeration system. So in case of three-stage cascade refrigeration system, in case of three-stage cascade refrigeration system, instead of two cycle or two VCRS system, three VCRS systems will be connected in series. Three VCRS system will be connected in series. Wait. So likewise, three VCRS system will be connected in series. Out of that, first one will be called as a high temperature cascade system. Second one is called as the intermediate temperature cascade system. Third one is called as the low temperature cascade refrigeration system. And whatever lowest temperature will be there, that lowest temperature will be achieved in case of evaporator of low temperature cascade system. And here condenser of low temperature cascade system will reject the heat that will be absorbed by the evaporator of intermediate temperature cascade system. And condenser of intermediate cascade refrigeration system will reject the heat that will be absorbed by the high temperature cascade or evaporator of high temperature cascade refrigeration system. And the refrigerant which we are using in case of three-stage cascade refrigeration system, these are nothing but ammonia, ethylene, and methane. Ammonia, ethylene, and methane. Out of that, ammonia will be used in case of high temperature cascade refrigeration system. Ethylene will be used in case of intermediate temperature cascade refrigeration system, and methane will be used in case of low temperature cascade refrigeration system. And whatever pH and TS diagram will be there. So for each and every refrigerant, ammonia साठीचा सेपरेट pH चार्ट असणार आहे, हा इथिलीन साठीचा सेपरेट pH चार्ट आणि मिथेन साठीचा सेपरेट pH चार्ट. सिमिलरली TS चार्ट, अमोनिया साठीचा सेपरेट, इथिलीन साठीचा सेपरेट आणि मिथेन साठीचा सेपरेट असणार आहे. So this will be the pH and TS diagram for three-stage cascade refrigeration system. Are you getting? So here in today's lecture we have seen the cascade refrigeration system, that is nothing but two-stage as well as three-stage cascade refrigeration system. So now as time is 12 o'clock, so it is time to end our lecture. So now only one system is remaining from this chapter number 3. That is nothing but Linde system for production of or Linde system for liquefaction of gases. That system we'll see in the next lecture. So now I will take the attendance. Wait for 1 minute. So wait, I will take the attendance from the list. From A division, roll number 1 present, 2, 3, 4 absent, 5 present, 6 present, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 absent, roll number 14 present, 15 present, 16 present, 17 absent, 18 present, 19 absent, 20 present, 21 present, 22 absent, 23 absent, 24 present, 25 present, 26, 27, 28 absent, 29 present, roll number 30 absent, 31, 32, 33 absent, 34 present, 35 present, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41 absent, 42 present, 43 present, 44 present, 45 present. Wait for 45 present, 46 present, 47 present, 48, then 49 absent, 50 present, 51 present, 52 absent, 53 absent, 54 absent, 55 present, 56 absent, 57 absent, 58 present, 59 absent, roll number 60 present, 61 present, 62 present, 63 absent, 64 present, 65, 66 absent, 67 present, 68 present, 69 present, roll number 70 absent, 71 absent, 72 present, 73, 74, 75, 76 absent. Roll number, sorry, from division A, roll number 27 present, then roll number 36 also present. Roll number 27 and 36. Please rearrange your name as per remaining student. So underscore is there, not dash. Then from B division, roll number 1 to 5 absent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 absent. Roll number 6 present, 7 present, 8 present, 9 present, 10 present, 11, 12, 13 absent, 14 present, 15 absent, 16 present, 17 present, 18, 19 absent, 20 present, 21 present, 22 present, then 23 to 27 absent, 23, 24, 25, 26 absent, 27 absent, 28 present, 29 present, roll number 30 absent, 31 present, 32, 33, 34 absent, 35, 36, 37 present, 38 absent, 39 absent, 40 present, 41 present, 42 absent, 43 present, 44 present, 45 present. After 45, 46, 47, 48 absent, 49 present, 50 absent, 51 present, 52 present, 53, 54, 55, sorry, 53, 54 absent, 55 present, 56, 57 absent, 58 present, 59 present, roll number 60, 61 absent, 62 present, 63, 64 absent, 65 present, 66, 67, 68 absent, 69 present, 70 present, 71 present, 72 present. After 72, 73, 74, 75, 76 absent, 77 present, 78 present, 79, 79 absent, 80 present. So I think 80 is last number. From B division, roll number 15 is also present. Then roll number 61 also present. Done with it. Done with it. And 24 from B division present. And from A division 24 present. राहुल सातपुते लेक्चर झाल्यानंतर कनेक्ट व्हायचं म्हणजे अटेंडन्स होतं. Okay, so I will mark the absent of Rahul Satkute as well as 24 Ganesh Todkar. So you can exit the lecture. Thank you for attending the lecture.